2010 and we were heading for Birdsville. We had left the caravan at Roma and were now going to spend the next 3 weeks living out of a new tent purchased especially for the trip. We arrived this morning, camped somewhere out in the middle of a paddock, and ended the day camped out in the middle of nowhere.
Morning. It's Friday the 27th.
Okay, we're finally packed up and we're on our way. So Windorah, potentially today, that's about another 40 to 50 kilometres down the track. Well, from memory, this is the first of these that we have actually seen, and it's set up differently to the way they are on Nullarbor. This is an emergency airstrip. On the Nullarbor they don't have the white line down the middle, as I recall, but they do have the stripes at either end of the strip. And now we approach the end of the airstrip, and the road narrows. There doesn't appear to be anywhere for the plane to turn around, which in muddy conditions could be a bit of a problem. Another cattle grid, another fence, but not just any fence. This is the Dingo Barrier Fence. The fence starts at the Great Australian Bight just west of Penong in South Australia and passes through Cameron Corner and ends at Jandowie on Queensland's Darling Downs, and it's approximately 5,400 kilometres long.
was originally just a rabbit-proof fence. Then they added the top strands of wire to keep out the wild dogs as well. This is Lignum Creek, and it's one of the channels that comprise Cooper Creek between here and Windorah, which is 26 kilometres away.
Entering traffic. Oh, there's a toilet. Must be a rest stop.
Stop.
Yeah.
Rest area here, Cooper's Creek.
Somebody put their washing there. We need a toilet too, don't we?
Yeah.
Come out here and just camp. Preferably.
This is Cooper's Creek. Well, this is the legendary Cooper's Creek. Near Windorah. And they're not all in caravans and camper boats, camper trailers. Being a good rich man, I can't help myself. Coopers may be good for creeks, but I don't think they're much good for anything else. That'll provoke an argument or two amongst the boys. Well, this is crossing the Cooper. If things go as planned, we go further south, or we get on the Birdsville track and go south. The next Cooper crossing will probably be on the ferry. Shouldn't I shoot into the water, shouldn't I? Collecting firewood, that's illegal, wasn't it? $75,000 fine.
Pushing them in water.
Collecting the firewood.
Oh yeah, they shouldn't be doing that.
Nature Drive, 12 kilometres.
I can be just over there somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere in there. It'll take a while to go and have a look in there. It's a bit further on, I think. They're all egrets, aren't they?
Yeah, but over here.
Yeah, no, they're further around, like, we'll get there. Get there, though. Be impatient.
Definitely not over. I could score around 100 on that one. Get on.
These, I believe, are spin effect stuffs. There's a mating ritual going on here. This is Windorah. Approaching. Airport on the left. Solar farm here on the right. We've got one of these set up at White Cliffs.
This is probably a police station. Oh, that was the road, so it's spotted.
This is Windorah. This is Windorah. The pub, and right next to it, the Sandy Hill Grill. Inside the Windorah store.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's Thursday, isn't it? Oh, I've almost forgotten. Is that the last one? Oh, it's going to go to the stage. We've got that as the last one that gets very much to the stage.
This is the caravan park. Some of the roads have now been reopened, so I dare say it was a bit crowded until then. Sunlight is reflected from the mirrors onto concentrated beam into that little receiver at the front. It generates 370,000 kilowatts of electricity a year. To do this under normal circumstances, to run a generator to do that sort of power would have used 100,000 litres of diesel. By using solar, they don't have to go to that expense. Well, we just fueled the vehicle up and talk about the blind leading the blind. Sat and waited and waited and waited. I mean, there's only two vehicles there, but they were taking forever. So then I thought, well, we'll flip around to the high fuel load pump, and trucks only, it says. So I grabbed hold of that, stuck the nozzle in, and I waited, and I waited, and I waited. Eventually went back, and the guy's having a natter with someone else, and there was nothing there to warn him that the pump was required. Anyway, eventually, after some time, the pump got turned on, and when I went back, he's doing everything by braille, basically. It's quite interesting. Okay, we're leaving Windorah. Birdsville's the next fuel, 383 kilometres away, or Windorah, which is in a different direction, 387. Windorah to Windorah, road open to all vehicles. Windorah to Birdsville, road open for high clearance vehicles. Sounds interesting. Here we go. This is just a few kilometres out of Windorah, about 20k. And it's just grassland on the left hand side, on the right hand side, and gentle sand hills.
And there's different sorts of flowers that I need to photograph. When you find some.
This is the plain, so you can see the sand hills there in the distance. As we swing around back onto the road and then to the other side. That's what we're going through at the moment. Something we see a lot of in Queensland, horses. This one's a wild one, I think.
That's the one that I was looking at. I thought it was a horse.
Stop here, I'm going to walk across the road.
Someone's been driving up that one.
Yeah, there's a camp spot there.
Yeah.
Oh, what's this? See what happens. Oh, well, there you go. Small property for sale. Caranya.
City is not going to move.
Oh, no, we're going to move. Now we're in a bit of sandhill country, and we're 50k out of Windorah. There's a bit of traffic on the road. We're passing through fairly flat countries now, and now we've got a ridge of hills coming across from the side. Here in Queensland they call it jump up, but it's like a big sandhill. Coming across to the right hand side, there's also something on the left hand side as well. Sign says to the JC Hotel ruins, so we'll go and have a bow peep at that. Just off to the right hand side. This is the JC ruins. This is all that remains of the small township of Canterbury. John Costello was the guy who owned the property originally. Carved his initials into a tree, and when they built the town, the government department wouldn't accept JC as a town site. So Canterbury is what it was, and the hotel is called the JC. It's now gone. This country's where the Mythica people belong, and the native wells we see here served as a water source for the Mythica people as they travelled through their country. They've also served other indigenous peoples in the past who have travelled through Mythica country for trade and ceremony. There are many similar wells across the dry region. Some are natural, others are man-made. They think this one is man-made and has been filled from time to time by the rains that happen. Come out of the rise at the top of a hill, you see something like this. Even out here, it's not as amazing as some things you see, but it still takes your breath away. This is Mount Henderson, and if we take a real close look, up in the top right hand corner up there, it's actually a little cave right through it. Just cannot get over this country here at the moment. We're around about just approaching 100 kilometres out of Windorah, and it's just so flat, so open, and I imagine when it hasn't been raining it's probably just dirt, but when it's wet it's probably all water. At the moment it's green, flat, it's like big green open paddock. It's amazing. Rest point here on the right, and just a bit further on is the turnoff, the Birdsville. Just down the road is the Birdsville turnoff. And this rest area is where we're camping tonight. And we get the shelter. And there is a toilet.
If you enjoyed this video, there are over 500 more just like it on this channel. Subscribe and hit the notification bell, and we'll let you know when the next video is available. If you liked this video, hit the like button and feel free to share with your friends. Thanks for watching.